Chris here at Dash Cancel. I'm standing here with a local artist, Ray Coffman. Also, I guess we can throw in author now as well, right?
Yeah, I'm an author. I just finished my first horror novel. It's going really well. It's called Derelict. You can pick it up on Amazon, and I think iTunes has got the digital version. You can pick it on raycoffman.com too if you want a signed, autographed copy.
Got to get that signed copy. So, how many, I know you've been here a few years now, so, it's all good. What keeps bringing you back?
I'm sorry, I was listening to LCTC? Yeah. Well, it's kind of where I cut my teeth on doing art and trying to do this whole convention scene. I've got a lot of fans. I got a big fan following now, especially here locally. I've got people that come from like Montana and Washington State. They're like, I came in for the show, but I knew you were going to be here, so I wanted to stop in. So this is like my home base. So that's the big reason I'm still here every year. Jared and them are really good to me. The city's real good to all of us. We have a good time, and it's just really a lot of fun when you come in here and see everybody. It's like catch up with old friends.
I agree with that after we've been covering it, this is our second year now. So let's get down to some pieces here, like what makes it click, when you start doing a piece, just what is it about certain pieces that you're just like, I got this?
I think the biggest thing for me is I always try to make stuff I'm passionate about. You know what I mean? Like me and you talked, I'm a big Yoshitaka Amano. He's my idol.
Oh, yeah.
So Vampire Hunter D, I did the scene where D comes into town in the first movie.
Which is that piece right there.
And then, other stuff that I like. I've got people all the time that ask me, why don't I have these, or these? I'm like, well, I don't really know much about it. And I like to do moments from stories.
Right.
So I don't want to just do pinups. So if you buy a piece from me, it's a moment from something, and I have to have seen it and know what it is,
right,
and internalize it and put it on paper. So that's kind of what makes the things I choose to do click.
Absolutely. And then one of the biggest things I love about your art, and you and I have talked about this also, is that you don't just look at a piece and go, well, let's just copy that. You got to make it your own.
Yeah. I think anytime any artist does a rendition of something they want to do, like other person's work or whatever, you shouldn't just copy it. You have to put your feeling into it. You have to put what makes your art special. And if you're paying homage to another person's piece, it still has to be obviously that person's thing, but you're paying homage to it with your voice and with your style. So that's just what I do. And really simply, I do the things I love and in the way that I feel comfortable doing them in my art style.
Absolutely. I know that you have a Patreon with subscribers, and I know that they get some exclusive prints, and every now and then you bring some Comic-Con exclusive prints. And you're is it this half you're retiring now?
It's everything from here over pretty much. It's the last ride tour for all these pieces. So I've gotten rid of a lot of those this weekend. My assistant, we've been mowing through them. So we've been telling people which ones are going. They're like, yeah, I've wanted that piece. Well, let me go ahead and get it. So yeah, that's what we got going on this weekend.
Every year he's going to be retiring, so if you see him next year and you see a piece, you better grab it. Let's move on to the book. I know it's a horror novel, correct?
Mm-hmm. Sci-fi horror novel. It takes place in my own hometown of Harrodsburg, Kentucky. It centers around Eric, who's kind of like a drifter, and like if you've ever been to a small town, you're from a small town,
right,
you see people and you're like, I've never seen that person before, because you know kind of who people are. Well, he's that guy, and the problem with the town and what's going on in the story is Harrodsburg is kind of known for having a lot of like ghost stories and paranormal activity, right, and weird sightings in the woods. This gives credence to that and forms a horror story around it with a science fiction twist, because there's a company set up shop underneath of Harrodsburg using the old abandoned houses and buildings that are commonplace in small town America. That's what they use to enter the facility, so people don't think anything about it. Things get out of hand. There's certain things they're not supposed to be allowed to do at this facility. They're a worldwide conglomerate. They're doing them anyway for hubris.
You know how that goes.
And you do know how that goes. And when it goes south, it gets bad. And that's the premise of the book.
So is this a standalone book, or are you looking to expand?
Originally, it was a standalone, but the way my brain works, and we talked about it, I world build like crazy.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'd write one character, and then there'd be 10 characters around that character and scenarios and circumstances. So now it's a series of books. Derelict, The Harbingers of Chromius is the first book in the series, and it sets the tone. And I wrote it with the aspect of when a fire breaks out in a house, there's no
Right.
plot build up for the fire breaking out. It happens, you put it out, you do the best you can after that. That's how the story unfolds. It's a beast. It's about 375 pages.
Nice.
But once that fire's put out, what happens then? That's what happens after the books to come. If the first book is a grand orchestral concerto, the second book is a piano recital.
Oh wow.
So,
Will we? I can't talk today. Be going anywhere outside of Harrodsburg? Any other Kentucky locations or anything?
yeah, let's just say that I am planning the horrific, creature-filled besieging of Lexington and Louisville. So
And there you have it, all the local areas here. Ray, it's awesome talking with you. Thank you for everything. And it's raycoffman.com. Check it out. Look at the Patreon. Some of those prints I'm really jealous that a lot of people got that I didn't get to get. So check it out.
Thanks a lot.